So we'll start with just a little bit of an inversion. So we're going to start on, it's just a little bit of a head, it's not really a headstand, but make sure that the crown of your head is available. So my ponytail is a little bit further back for this practice. You're going to start on hands and knees, and this is going to be, again, sort of a modified headstand, but it's kind of like a down dog on your head. So we're going to have a little bit of a tripod situation here. Your feet and knees are going to be hip width apart. Hands are wide enough. When you come down onto the crown of your head, make sure that your hands are wide and your elbows are at 90-degree angles. Take a look at your own body. See that. And you can start low. You can stay here even, because this is enough for some people to feel a little, well, a change. I mean, it's a change in your blood pressure around the crown of your head, around your face. Remember to breathe through your nose. Keep your jaw soft. You can stay here. You can try to lift your hips if you like. Now in this, because this is a tripod position, I do want you to make sure that you're using strength in your arms as well. Curl your toes under, lift your hips, just straighten your legs. Keep your heels lifted, so this is also maybe like a dolphin pose with the crown of your head on the floor. Take long deep breaths. We're going to hang out here for a few more breaths, 7 total. Long, deep breaths. Fill your lungs completely, empty completely. It's 4 breaths for me. Two more deep breaths. One more deep breath. If your hips are lifted, slowly come down to your knees and bring yourself back into a child's pose. Arms can be in front or arms to the side, whatever feels best to you. Continue to take long, deep breaths. Doing little inversions can sometimes create a little bit of congestion in your nose. You just want to slowly move out of them. And from here, just bring yourself up to a gentle kneeling position, sitting on your heels. Visualize the flow of energy. So if you're sitting on your heels, then your root chakra is pointed straight down to the ground. So let's visualize, this is a different meditation that I think we've done before a couple of years ago. Visualize a green light, a green tube kind of going down from your root chakra down to the center of the earth. So this is a grounding tube, grounding energy. And then as it moves up through your body, following the spine and the other chakras, reaching up, going out through the crown of your head, and we've got a sort of sparkly silver light white tube reaching out from the crown of your head out into the universe, out into the ether. And so we visualize this movement. So as we're kneeling, when you're breathing in this green grounding energy, and we're bringing it up the right side. And then as you exhale, you're going to visualize the silver light that's coming down from the universe, down through your crown chakra, down to the left side of your body, and down and out through the root chakra. So you're inhaling in this green grounding energy from the earth, coming up the right side of your body. And then you're exhaling and you're bringing down this energy down the left side of your body from the universe. So let's do that just a few times here, keeping your torso upright, Shoulders stacked over your heels, getting a little bit of a stretch in your ankles and your feet. Now let's add one more component to this. Inhale, your Mula Bandha is relaxed as you lift up the green, the grounding energy. And on your exhale, engage Mula Bandha on the exhale as the universe energy is coming down the left side of your body. Inhaling up the right, releasing Mula Bandha. And on your exhale, down the left, you're engaging Mula Bandha. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling up the green, up the right side, and exhaling, drawing the universe energy down the left side. Release that practice, bring yourself onto hands and knees, and let's come into a down dog position. In this down dog position, we're changing the orientation, root chakra, crown chakra. We're now tipping them upside down. And visualize you're sort of pouring out any residual silver energy from above. We're pouring it out through the crown of your head, emptying it out. And then from here, you're still in your down dog. Walk your hands towards your feet. Allow yourself to stay hanging. And your feet may be hip width apart still from your down dog. On your inhale, lengthen your torso out. Come into a flat back, shoulder blades draw together. Let's hang out here just halfway. Arms out to the side like an airplane. Drawing your shoulder blades together, opening your chest, fingers are spread. Long deep breaths. And you're still in this forward fold. Your pelvis is tipped forward, almost like you're trying to still get your belly button to go between your thighs, but you're drawing your shoulder blades together. Press your feet into the floor. Press your ankles out to the side, feeling engagement in your legs, up through your legs and your hamstrings. Engage Mula Bandha here, bring yourself up. Reach your palms up, palms meet. Look up to your thumbs. And exhale, hands come down to heart center, relaxing your legs. Let's take a few breaths here. We're going to do all of that in the opposite now. Palms stay together. Slide your arms up, press your feet into the floor. Ankles press out to the side. Now arms come out to the side. Sit bones push back. Again, feel like you're trying to press your belly button between your thighs to really get that pelvis to tip forward. Shoulder blades draw together. Now tip forward. Hands to the floor, or maybe hands are coming to your calves. Relax your neck and your skull. Hands come down to the floor. If you need to bend your knees, do it. Let's walk your hands out. You're walking yourself out into a plank position. See how long you can keep your heels pressing into the floor. And then once you can't anymore, start to bring yourself forward into a plank. Shoulders come over your wrists. Heels keep pressing away. Tips of the ears pull away from your heels. Breathe. Pull yourself down back into a down dog. Pull your hips back. Crown of the head hangs towards the floor. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet, pressing your hips back, pressing your heels into the floor. As you get all the way back there, crown of the head hangs towards the floor. Press your feet into the floor, ankles press out to the side to get engagement in your legs. Arms come out to the side, arms are shoulder height, fingers are spread, shoulder blades draw together. Pull the crown of your head away from your tailbone. Feel like you're trying to press your sit bones into the wall behind you. Keep pressing your feet to the floor, ankles out to the side, feeling engagement, feeling energy. Feet really press into the floor now. Let's bring your torso up. Arms come out and up, palms meet, look to your thumbs. And on your exhale, hands come down to heart center, tops of the shoulders relax. Let's do that once more. Palms press together as you slide up, follow them up with your eyes and your chin. Press your feet into the floor, arms come out to the sides, sit bones press back. Let's stop halfway. Mula bandha's engaged. Let's fold forward. Hands come down to the floor perhaps. Crown of the head hangs towards the floor. Let's walk yourself out. Heels stay pressed into the floor as long as you can. You're walking yourself out to a plank. You're really filling up your mat. Once you can't keep your heels pressed to the floor anymore, start pressing your heels out towards the back of your mat as you draw your shoulders over your wrists. Tips of the ears pull away from your heels. Holding onto your good plank here. Keep your butt low. It's not pressing up to the ceiling. We'll go back into a down dog here in a second, but let's hang on to plank for one more breath. Keep a nice length in your torso. Now start to pull your sit bones back. Pull your sit bones away from your hands. Pull your hips away from your hands. See how long you can make your waist. Relax your neck. Relax your skull. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Heels press into the floor at some point. Keep pressing your sit bones back just like you did in your down dog. Let your hands meet your feet. Allow yourself to hang for a breath. Press your feet into the floor. Ankles press out to the side. Arms reach out to the side. Shoulder blades draw together. Airplane here for a second. And really press your feet into the floor, bring yourself up. Palms meet, look up to your thumbs. And hands come down to heart center. Relax your legs, relax your thighs. Step yourself to the top of your mat. Let's move through a sun salutation. We did just a little bit of that just now, but let's do a little bit more. Let's go through sun salutation A, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms out and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Press the sit bones back just like we have been. Half lift, grab onto your toes, lift your chest and chin away from your toes. Shoulders draw back. Exhale, step back into plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Maybe your knees touch the floor. Maybe you're avoiding a kitten on your mat. Up dog. Press into the floor. Lengthen your chest. And down dog. Pull yourself back in down dog. Let's take 5 breaths in your down dog. Man, that's so good. You just don't care that I'm doing asana, do you? You're like, on my mat? I avoid you, huh? If you don't have a kitten on your mat, you can hop forward, otherwise step forward. Hop in for me. Half lift. Lift your chest and chin, shoulders draw back. That's really important. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, fold forward. Pouring it out through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms out and overhead. We just did this. Shoulder blades draw together. Press your feet into the floor. Palms meet. Hands come to heart center. Let's do a series B, Utkatasana, squat. Hips draw back, arms alongside your ears, lengthen from your sit bones out through your fingertips. Nice long arms. Fold forward. That's an exhale. Inhale, half lift. Grab onto your toes, knees bent or not. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Wrists stay underneath your shoulders. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. This is series B. Let's inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. Exhale it to the top for a warrior one. Inhale, arms alongside your ears. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Remember, you can have your knees on the floor if you like. Shoulders do not go below your elbows. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lifts. Inhale it up. Nice long leg. Bring it through. Step it forward. Inhale, arms alongside your ears. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. We're taking 5 breaths in down dog. Notice your alignment. Shoulder blades draw together behind you. Fingers are spread. Make sure that your middle fingers are parallel. Wrists, folds of your wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Step between your hands. Half lift. Fold forward. Utkatasana. Let's hang out here for a couple of breaths. Press your feet into the floor. Thighs pressed towards center. Just keep your thighs parallel. They don't need to be touching. They don't need to be together. Just try to keep your thighs parallel, like you're pressing a block between your thighs. Maybe you have a block you can press between your thighs. Press your feet into the floor as you stand tall. Hands come down to heart center. Let's move through a classical sun, my favorite. Inhale, arms forward, up and back. Open your belly forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left leg back, knee to the ground. Keep your left hand on the ground. Right arm forward, up and around. Open up. Show your belly and chest to the side wall. Once you've opened up your chest, left toes are curled under, straighten that left leg. Equal weight in your right foot and your left hand. Look up to the ceiling. Lengthen out from that left heel out through the crown of your head, creating a lot of space and energy, creating a nice channel for all that chakra energy to run around. Let's go to extended right angle. Either your right elbow is on your right knee and you open up, left fingertips up to the ceiling, or maybe your hips are ready for your right hand to be to the floor. If your hand is on the floor, try to keep the arm right next to that leg. You really want to get that right angle in the right knee if possible. And this is a nice long stance. So if you're feeling uncomfortable with a bend in your right knee, if it's uncomfortable in like your hips, then maybe step that left foot back, heel toe it back. You may not realize that a longer stance will make this pose easier for you. You're looking for as much length as possible, always, even in twists. Okay, let's bring this up to a warrior two just for a moment. Okay, open up. Let's turn it into a triangle. Straighten the right leg, tip. You can have your hand on your shin. Keep reaching up to the ceiling with the left hand, or maybe you're ready to sneak this right hand down to the ground, keeping this length from your root chakra all the way out through the crown. Creating all these lines of energy. Visualize you've got energy coming in through your feet. You've got chakras at the base of your feet, soles of your feet, and through the palms of your hands. Coming up through the earth, bringing it down in through space, through ether. You can keep visualizing, inhaling the grounding green energy coming up, and exhaling the silver energy going down. Green up the right, silver down the left. Let's turn this into a revolved triangle. So you've got a couple options. Bring the left hand down, maybe both hands to your right shin. Lengthen out. Or perhaps pivot that left heel back a little bit more. You're pivoting on the ball of your left foot. Left hand comes to the floor, right arm forward, up and around. I really prefer with a revolved triangle, I really prefer this nice long stance. It feels better on my body. Maybe you notice the difference between coming from a warrior two into a revolved triangle versus a sort of shorter step. Draw the right rib cage back. If you've got this nice rotation, open it up. And make sure you're not pulling that right arm far back behind you. You just want to sort of flatten your belly to the wall next to you. Let's go into a forward facing triangle. All toes point forward. Lift that back heel. Maybe you start with hands on your shin. Maybe you stay in that position, but you sort of rotate a little bit more forward. Maybe your fingertips are to the floor. Perhaps your knee is bent. If you have a knee that hyperextends, you gotta put a slight bend in it anyway. Keep lengthen the spine, bend the right knee. If it's not, let's come back into a plank. Lengthen out, set yourself up. It's a nice long plank. Come down to your knees, chest, and chin. Ashtanga Pranam, the 8-pointed bow. If you can, release weight to rest on your chest. Chin is lifted, getting a nice long throat here. Breathe. There is a back bend. That's part of what the breath is doing here. Palms are spread, fingers are spread. Let's slide into a cobra. Peel your chest up, shoulder blades draw together, your butt muscles are engaged. And then pull yourself back into a down dog. Pull your hips back. Relax your neck. Lift your left leg up behind you and step that foot between your hands. Let's do this all on the right side. Right knee comes down. Left arm forward, up and around. Try to keep those right toes curled under. I like that stretch on the sole of the foot. Open the chest, draw that left rib cage back to open it up a little bit more. And if you need to, use your hand. I do. Bring that right knee off the floor, straighten the right leg. Shift to make sure that your left foot and right hand are sharing the weight. Try not to have all the weight on the right hand. Let's go for an extended right angle. Right heel comes down. Either start with your left elbow on your left knee, see how that hip is ready for it. And if you are, left hand comes down, make that right angle. I've got my shoulder pressing against my knee pressing against my shoulder. Bring it up to a warrior two, just to set yourself up. Then straighten that left leg and tip. So start with your left hand on your shin. Maybe if you're ready for it, hand comes down to the floor. Really lengthen out. Focus more on the length of the spine. The more length you can get out of your spine, the better of a hamstring stretch you're going to get in this. There is zero benefit if you're focusing more on the hamstring stretch. Okay, let's turn this into a revolved triangle. You can start it out by having both hands on your shin, or pivot that right heel back a little bit more, just to protect that knee. Right hand comes to the floor, left arm forward, up and around. Open it up, draw that left rib cage back. Let's go for a forward facing triangle. All toes point forward. You can have that left knee bent. Try to get it straight. You can start with fingertips. Really pull that left hip back. Right hip comes forward. You'll feel that length. Maybe your palms come flat to the floor. Maybe not. Really get those shoulders out of your ears. Long spine. Focus on how do you get more length out of your spine. You might have to find new muscles. Muscles that you're not sure of yet. That's part of what you're figuring out with all this. Bend that left knee. Step to the top. Half lift, grab onto your toes. Lift your chest and chin, shoulders back. Fill your lungs, exhale, fold forward, empty your lungs. Soften your knees, arms forward, up and back. Open your belly, press it forward, hips press forward, arms reach back. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Stand nice and tall. Let's take a few breaths here, just standing tall. Allow your arms to drop down to your sides, shoulder blades draw together. And as you're standing here with your shoulder blades drawing together, press the heels of your feet into the floor. Pinky toe side of the feet, press it down into the floor. And base of the big toe, press that down into the floor. You're grounding. Visualize that green light coming up through Muladhara. Muladhara is your root chakra. Engage Mula Bandha. So let's hold that energy there, creating that lock. So Bandha is. Visualize that energy sneaking up into the second chakra, third chakra, around the belly button. Reaching it up into the heart. Creating length and space in the throat so that it can keep coming up to the fifth chakra, sixth chakra, behind or between the eyes, the third eye. Keep pressing your feet into the floor, ankles are pressing out to the side, Mula Bandha is engaged. Reaching this grounding energy up through the spine, let it go up through the crown of the head, reaching that out into the universe. Relax your legs, soften the feet, allow the bones to stack. And then let's visualize the silver energy coming down from ether, down through the crown chakra. Just let it pour over you. It's drizzling down your head, down your shoulders, as well as down the line of the chakras. Nice deep breaths. Bring yourself down to your mat. So we did a little bit of a modified headstand earlier. We're going to now do not a full tripod. Again, I will never teach a full tripod with the legs up. If you need to, if you're on a harder surface, then make sure that you've got maybe another mat, or not too soft of a blanket, but just like if you folded up your mat, that would be ideal. You don't want it to be too soft because we do want stability for the neck. I have carpet, that is sufficient. We're going to do a half tripod, so it's not a full tripod. Once we get into whatever tripod position we're comfortable with, we are going to be ohming 7 times, upside down. So that'll be an interesting experience. So let me show you what it's going to look like. So you will bring yourself into a kneeling position to start off with. Bring your knees wide. And the crown of your head, well, let's figure out the crown of the head first. So the crown of the head, if you put the heel of your hand against your eyebrows, your unsurprised eyebrows, press it there, and wherever the middle finger lands, that's the crown of your head. So it may be further back than you think. It's also directly up from the tips of your ears and the center of your skull. So it's further back, again, than you may think. Okay? Coming from your kneeling position, place the crown of your head on the floor first. When the crown of your head is on the floor, your chin is against your chest. Bring your knees so that they are creating 90-degree angles. Your hands go straight down from your hips to the floor. So you really want your wrists to start next to your knees.
Everything is at a right angle, so I want you to look at your body and see that, okay? You can stay here, or curl your toes under, lift your hips, feel the weight of your body now shift to your skull, to your neck. You're still using your hands though for balance. You can stay here. You can bring your knees so that they are resting in your elbows. You can stay here. If you'd like to try, you get your elbows into that little nook on the insides of your knees. Lift your knee and lift your feet so the soles of your feet are together. This is as far as we're going to go. You stay here. And we do 7 breaths, okay? So, to come out, you just slowly ease yourself out of this. You'll just come into a child's pose for about 5 or 7 breaths, something like that, just to ease yourself out, and then you'll slow yourself up. Now, so I'm going to give you some time to get yourself set up, and take your time coming into the pose. Once you get into the version of the pose that you are comfortable with, that's when we're going to ohm 7 times. Maybe we're ohming together, maybe not, but I'd like you to do nice long ohms, long breaths, and really think about lengthening the torso, keeping the chest away from the belly, the hips away from the chest, because we'll be upside down, so it's a different orientation, okay? You'll do 7 ohms. You'll lower yourself down. You'll go into a child's pose for 7 breaths. So we're going to take several minutes. You go at your own pace. And if you come out before I'm done, then just continue breathing. You can even ohm some more, okay? So, again, make sure you know where the crown of your head is. Crown of the head comes to the floor first. Your chin is in your chest to start off with. 90-degree angles in your knees. Hands come straight down from your hips, making sure that the palms are on the floor. If you've got tight wrists, they may not be yet, that's fine. Do make sure that your hands are wide enough and that you do have 90 degrees in your elbows. Maybe lift your hips and stay there. Maybe knees rest on the elbows and you stay there. Maybe the soles of the feet come together. After your 7 breaths in your child's pose, slowly bring yourself up. Maybe a drink of water. before we do any other kind of movements, let's do a little bit of wrist therapy. Clasping your hands, rotate your wrists, making a figure 8. Let's clasp your fingers the opposite way. All other fingers are different on top. And try to rotate your hands in the opposite direction. I don't know if I just did that or not. This is a hard one. Oh, there we go. There we go. Shake them out. And then, coming from kind of a kneeling position, palms are spread, thumbs start together, and you're just practicing putting weight straight down through your arms into your wrists. So let's open up the palms face up. Press weight just down from your shoulders into the tops of your wrists. Not a whole lot, so you're not pushing, you're just letting the weight sort of drop a little. Let's bring the heels of the hands together, fingers point out to the sides. Hopefully you can see all this, I don't know if you can. Drop your weight from your shoulders into your wrists. So then let's open it up, fingertips point to the center, gentle press. You're not doing a whole lot here. Now this last one is my favorite. Start forward, fingertips point towards you, wrists point away, and then just gently draw your hips back. Just getting a gentle stretch in your carpal tunnel. Opening up the space there for all the nerves for your wrists. Just gently, not forcing it. All right, let's release. Nice. Okay, let's come down to an easy seated position. Before we go into a shavasana, let's do another meditation, crown chakra meditation. So you'll bring your ring fingers, the pads of your ring fingers together, and then all of the other fingers will interlace, and your right thumb, your right thumb is on top. So it's going to feel awkward, but the right thumb is on top, everything else is interlaced, and the ring fingers are pressing together, okay? Sit nice and tall. Again, if you need to sit on a bolster, you can be kneeling. The position of your body from the waist down, the whole point of it is to just create length in your torso for the breath. Okay. Make sure that it is right finger, right thumb on top of left. Feels awkward, doesn't it? Okay. Sit nice and tall, shoulder blades down and back. We'll go for 7 ohms again. These will be continuous ohms. Try to take full inhales and exhales. finish your last Om. For your shavasana, you can stay seated. You can lay on your back in a traditional shavasana. It's entirely up to you. Whenever you're situated, whether seated or supine, take a deep inhale. Blow it out. Let's take another deep inhale. And then sigh. Find an effortless breath. Visualize all of your chakras from the root chakra up the spine, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, the crown of the head, or just above the crown of your head. Lighting up, using the colors of the rainbow, or just seeing what color feels right. Noticing your own energy flow through your limbs, through your torso, through your throat and face. Sense your bones. Not only the weight of your bones, that they exist, but also sense the energy flowing through your bones. They create your blood, they create your red blood cells. Oxygen moves into your bones as well. The weight that we put on your bones today helps to strengthen them. Sense your muscles, the weight of your muscles. Notice any twitching, any energy still moving. Maybe you feel more pulsation, more energy, blood flow in certain places than others. Notice your skin, your physical outer layer, enveloping it all, protecting it all. Notice the skin on your feet, your legs, belly and back, the skin on your chest, your shoulders and arms, fingers. Notice the skin around your neck and throat, your jaw, your face, and your scalp. And see if you can extend your awareness just outside of your skin. Let your awareness hover just on the outer layer. And as you're breathing and you're feeling your energy moving through your body at whatever pace, whatever rate or frequency that you feel your body vibrating at, feel that awareness, that energy, your aura, hovering around your body, and then see how far out you can sense from your skin out. It doesn't have to be far, but maybe it is. Maybe you feel expansive today. Maybe you feel very close in. Maybe you feel somewhere in the middle. Whatever it is, sense into the sort of energy field that's around you, the force field that's around you. Does it feel like it's a barrier? Does it feel like it's keeping you in? Does it feel like it's keeping others out? Does it feel like it envelops or welcomes? Does it feel too open? Sense into what your energy feels like outside of your skin. And then let's practice bringing that energy field in just a little bit closer. When it comes to energy work, it is nice to allow it to expand out and just practice and see where you can reach out to. But you don't want to remain too open, too vulnerable. You allow yourself to come in and be comfortable. That's protective. You don't want to always be in this protected, closed state either. So you're finding that sort of balance right in the middle that feels comfortable for you, where you're not too open, you're not too vulnerable, but you're not bound. So bring that energy field in, your aura in. And just see where it's comfortable, where you want to leave it. You can bring it all the way in, if you like. And let's visualize the chakras. Again, from the root chakra, moving all the way up to the crown chakra, whether it's just the top of your skull or just above it. So we're visualizing this lighting up from the base all the way up. Let's give it one last really bright light. Let it expand and open up. Give it that last boost of energy. And then allow that to just also settle into a comfortable light. A comfortable, maybe it's bright. Maybe it's bright for you and that's your comfortable spot. Maybe it dims. Maybe you're feeling a little bit softer today. Maybe you feel like you need to close up a little bit. And maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Depends on the time of day, depends on your energy, how much sleep you've had, how hydrated you are, if you've eaten well, mood, all of it. Take care of yourself first. Allow yourself to sit there and breathe for a little bit more, sensing into your core energy level, the center of your body. Again, sensing out into your physical body. And then again, to your energy body that hovers just outside of your physical body. So it's like you have this kind of, I don't want to say energy sandwich, but you do have this energy core, energy center. The physical body's around that. And then you have an energetic body that goes through it, flows through it and around it. Start to deepen your breath. your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, whether you're seated or laying down. Lengthen your arms and legs, stretch yourself out, lengthen out. If you're laying down, roll to one side. Take a breath or so before bringing yourself back up to an easy seated position. And then once you're in your easy seated position, sitting nice and tall, your bones are stacked, shoulders over your hips, shoulder blades gently together, opening up, creating that opening in the chest, in the heart chakra area, allowing space from Muladhara all the way up to Sahasrara. Take a deep inhale, blow it out. Deep inhale, blow it out. One more deep inhale, and blow it out. Find your natural breath. Sit tall, nice long spine. Create energy, create space for that energy rather. Lift the sides of your mouth, creating positive energy. Think a positive thought about yourself. Positive thought about someone you love. And send positive thoughts out into the community and let it float out into the universe. And may all beings in the universe be happy and free. And may our actions and our thoughts contribute to their happiness and their freedom. Namaste, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Be safe, be healthy, and have fun. Bye.